Why is Hinduism, known as one of the most peaceful and accepting religions, often misunderstood or even hated? In this video, we explore the deeper reasons behind these perceptions, from historical distortions during colonial rule to modern-day stereotypes about the caste system. We uncover how misconceptions and political narratives have shaped opinions about Hinduism. We'll also discuss the impact of media portrayals, geopolitical conflicts, and the rise of Hindutva politics. Despite these challenges, Hinduism stands strong with its core values of diversity, spirituality, and respect for all paths. Join us as we break down the myths and celebrate the true essence of this ancient and inclusive way of life. Hinduism, as one of the most ancient and spiritually diverse religions in the world, has contributed deeply to human thought, art, and philosophy. It is indeed known for its emphasis on peace, acceptance, and the idea of Sarva Dharma Samhava, respect for all paths. However, the perception of hatred or animosity towards Hinduism stems from a complex interplay of historical, cultural, and political factors, rather than inherent flaws in its teachings or practices. Below are some key reasons. 1. Colonial narratives and distortions. During British colonial rule in India, Hinduism was often misrepresented by colonial scholars who described it as primitive, superstitious, or overly ritualistic to justify their imperialistic mission. These narratives still influence global perceptions in subtle ways. Stereotypes such as the caste system, idol worship, or satya, rare, outdated practice, were overemphasized to portray Hinduism as regressive, despite its rich philosophical and spiritual traditions. 2. Misunderstandings about polytheism. Many people from monotheistic traditions misunderstand Hinduism's diversity of gods and goddesses, seeing it as polytheistic and, therefore, somehow less valid. In reality, Hinduism embraces both monotheistic and polytheistic frameworks, recognizing the divine as infinite and beyond human comprehension. 3. Caste system misrepresentation. The caste system, which has social origins in ancient India, is often conflated with Hinduism as a religion. While modern Hindu reform movements and thinkers like Swami Vivekananda and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar have actively criticized caste discrimination, it continues to be a point of criticism from outsiders and reformers alike. 4. Geopolitical conflicts. In countries like India, where Hinduism is the majority religion, political conflicts between different religious groups, for example, Hindu-Muslim tensions, can sometimes lead to the perception that Hinduism is intolerant or oppressive, even when such conflicts are more political than religious in nature. Neighboring countries with large Muslim populations like Pakistan or Bangladesh may also propagate narratives of Hinduism being oppressive due to political histories involving partition and minority issues. 5. Rise of Hindutva politics. The modern association of Hinduism with political movements like Hindutva, a form of Hindu nationalism, has led to the perception, especially in global media, that Hinduism is exclusive or intolerant. This politicization of the religion often misrepresents its core values of inclusivity and pluralism. Actions by some fringe groups claiming to represent Hinduism may further amplify these perceptions, though they are not representative of the religion as a whole. 6. Globalization and Western media bias. Western media often portrays Hinduism through a narrow lens, focusing on practices or rituals that may seem unusual without understanding the deeper symbolism behind them. Spirituality movements inspired by Hinduism, like yoga and meditation, are embraced worldwide, but their connection to Hindu philosophy is sometimes stripped away or downplayed, leading to a lack of awareness about its depth. 7. Religious competition. Like any religion, Hinduism has faced opposition from missionary efforts of other faiths that seek to convert its adherents. Sometimes, this involves criticizing Hindu beliefs and practices to highlight the superiority of other religious systems. 8. Resistance to assimilation. Hinduism's decentralized, diverse, and non-dogmatic nature makes it resistant to homogenization. This can lead to friction with ideologies or systems, whether political or religious, that prefer uniformity over diversity. Why Hinduism stands strong despite criticism. Diversity and flexibility. Unlike many other religions, Hinduism has no central authority, dogma, or single holy book, making it open to reinterpretation and evolution. Non-proselytizing nature. Hinduism doesn't actively seek to convert others, focusing instead on individual paths to self-realization, which reduces conflicts of evangelism. Spiritual depth. Philosophical schools like Vedanta, Yoga, and Sankhya have profoundly influenced global spiritual movements, showcasing Hinduism's universal appeal. Final thoughts. While certain groups or ideologies may harbor animosity toward Hinduism for historical, political, or ideological reasons, it remains a deeply respected tradition among those who take the time to understand its essence. Hatred toward Hinduism is often based on misconceptions, external agendas, or isolated incidents, rather than the religion's intrinsic values of peace, acceptance, and respect for all living beings. Education and open dialogue are the best tools to counter this animosity and promote understanding.